Welcome back, attractive and well-educated watchers, to Science Saturday. Today, we were a little uncertain, but we ended up deciding to buy a new game for our Science Saturday recording, because we wanted to add a little bit of, diversity into it. And this one really jumped out at us. This game is called Odyssey, the Invention of Science. The idea is that you are some traveling person, you're going by these islands called the Wretched Islands, and you get a distress signal from a 13-year-old girl trying to, get you to help them get her off of the island. It's inspired by things like Myst, which we weren't super into, but it's more active than Myst, so we might be super into it. It's a scientific puzzle exploration adventure game, and it's all about discovering and rediscovering the ancient means and methods that all of these ancient philosophers and scientists and mathematicians discovered the rules and laws of nature. So this isn't just you being told some scientific information, but actually a comprehensive walkthrough of how all of the great scientists of history discovered their information through experimentation and active learning. And that's the kind of thing we want on this channel, especially for our nieces, who we hope are watching this game. Now, we don't know how this game is going to be, because this is the first time playing, but we hope everybody here is excited to learn science, not from an academic perspective, but from an experiential perspective. So, without further ado, remember to like, subscribe, do all of that good support stuff that we like you to do. Go on down to the description, check out our Patreon where we make pretty regular content, like at least once a week, and consider pledging even just $1 a month, because it really helps us do things like make cool educational videos like this and cool educational games. So yeah, let's get going. We've never played this game before, so there can only be one way, right? Okay, so we gather the island that you're on is just beautiful in every way, which is exciting, because we like beautiful games. The Young Socratics, we don't know anything about that company, but we have seen a short video that has like a whole bunch of their people, and they're all real deal scientists. So, yeah. Here are the Wretched Islands, obviously inhabited.
Mayday, mayday, mayday! This is a distress call from the Wretched Islands. We got attacked by sailors. They think there's actual buried treasure here.
Definitely sounds like a child.
To find it. Our radio
or a
is
Barbie doll.
Working, so if you can hear me, that means you're close. Please don't leave to find help. There's no time. Come pick us up yourself. Now,
okay.
Listen carefully. This is really important. There are lots of little islands, but you have to dock at the pier on the east side of Wretched Minor. Don't try to land anywhere else or you'll crash. And we can't meet you at the pier.
Okay.
We don't know you're there, and those sailors are coming back, so we're hiding.
Okay.
We have a lot of barricades to protect ourselves, but we designed them for someone to get through. I could tell the sailors weren't very clever and didn't care about science, but you'll be able to figure it out. You'll see what I mean when you get here.
Oh, yes.
I hope someone's out there listening to this recording. All the obstacles we made won't keep those sailors away forever, and when they find us and see we haven't found any treasure, not the kind they want anyway, I don't want to think about what'll happen, but if you're listening to me now, that means the radio still has enough juice to transmit, so there's probably still time, but if you don't get us off these wretched islands, and soon, no one will.
Okay. Yes, basic stuff. Oh, this must be our family of choice. Okay, one moment. Let's smooth that look up super hard. Okay. That's a little better. Oh, it still kind of feels like we're moving through mud. One moment. That's a little better. Awesome. Okay. Oh, hey, it's a Big Dipper. Almost. Alright, what's this? Space for our inventory. Oh. Expedition to the Wretched Islands by Kai Rao, age 13. Now we're about to begin our Odyssey. Dad wants me to start a journal to record what I learn and everything that happens. Both my parents are university professors, so even summer vacation for me and my 15-year-old brother Sid is like school. It's fun, though, especially this summer because my classroom won't have walls and it's in the Caribbean. Nice. Dad, Sid, Mom. Obviously, that's her. Oh, well, this is very cute. She's a nice artist. Dad's an archaeologist, and he's wanted to visit the Wretched Islands for years, but it's illegal for lots of reasons, from endangered species to volcanic activity to deadly coastlines, and it's hard to get to since it's surrounded by jagged rocks. Dad finally got permission, and we're going there to do some preliminary work before bringing his army of grad students. We flew here to Martinique 4 days ago to rent a boat, get supplies, and pick up our guide, Guillaume? We tried. We're not gonna say the L's. This is the Caribbean. We expect that you aren't supposed to pronounce those. Just, we hope we're not an uncultured swine for saying that. His real job is being a fisherman, but a year ago he got shipwrecked on the Wretched Islands and somehow survived it and lived there a week until a helicopter saw smoke from his campfire and made the news since he's the only person who's been on the island in decades. So Dad asked him to come with us, and he agreed. Dad says it's an unusual sight because it has so many layers. For hundreds of years, island Caribs, that's the native Caribbean people, Caribs. Oh, darn. That's not what we said. We were trying to... Okay, one moment. Bam. Island Caribs, the natives of the Caribbean, lived there till one day in the late 1600s, pirates came with guns. They took over and set up a base for decades before being driven out by the Royal Navy. The islands were left alone until the U.S. Army built an outpost there in World War II, mainly as a lookout. Then it got protected status, and it's been off limits ever since. Holy crow! Except for us now, when we get there, we're sleeping on the boat so we can just wake up and go at like 4 in the morning. Both wind and current are against us, so it will take a few days, even using the motor. Until then, we are looking at photographs of the islands from airplanes and satellites. Dad doesn't look at them with us. He's already looked at them hundreds of times. We're going to leave that for now. For now. Okay. Alright. Oh, what's this? Okay. Okay, so we clearly have to line it up with the North Star. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, we need to know what Polaris is. Wait, no, one moment. No, we recall we might have to keep going. Okay, the wind was high and the waves were choppy most of the past couple of days. Yame is good with boats, so Dad's letting him do most of the driving. He's also doing most of the eating, which is usually Sid's job, but he seems happy to let Yame do that too. Sitting on the bow, my legs dangling off the edge, Sid came up to me and sat with me. He pointed out how flat the ocean looked. You could see why people laughed at thousands of years ago for saying the world was round. They weren't laughed at all that terribly much. When you're in the city, the mountains, you can't tell by looking around because you're so small, for the record. Earth is a sphere, but Sid's right. Here on the ocean, it looks completely flat and goes on forever. Why did anyone back then ever think it wasn't? I mean, how could they figure it out without inventing planes, rockets, or even ships to go around the world to see for themselves? Mom and Dad were behind us listening. Mom said, she bet I could figure it out, but she also says stuff like that. I asked her how, and she just laughed and said she's just the construction crew. Dad's in charge of historical mysteries. It's true she's a civil engineer, but she knows more science than anyone I know. But Dad also knows history, and maybe she's right. Keep your eyes open and your brain in gear. How to figure out the Earth isn't flat and doesn't go off into infinity. He just smiled and said, keep your eyes open and keep your brain in gear. Okay, land ho, we can see the Wretched Islands. Oh, I don't know how we'd have gotten here without GPS. Mom said the North Star, Polaris, alright. Yes, so we actually have to actively read the journal to figure out the hints and clues. Yeah, okay. It's called Polaris because it's over the North Pole, and I already know how to find it. 2 stars of the Big Dipper point at it. Nice. So after reading that, 2 stars of the Big Dipper point at it, and the door opens. Very nice. All right. So clearly we are going to have to be collecting journal entries this entire time, reading them, and then using the hints in the journal entries, as well as discovering the cool scientific nonsense that's within. Doink. Easy to find. Mom said that if it's cloudy and you can't see, a magnetic compass will tell you the north approximately is, but the North Star is better because it points exactly north. I'm glad we still have a GPS. Oh, and that is the end of the thing. Okay. Yup. It is good. Alright, well, let's move forward in this cool area. Run is shift. Alright. Well, that looks like a generic path that the Caribs might have used, so... Oh. We like how they had a barricade, and one of these barricades is like literally just like a door, like a locked door. Oh, you do not strafe well in this. You cannot move forward and sideways at the same time. Oh, and you can't jump, we guess, too. We instinctively press spacebar to jump. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is better than Mist already. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, yes. Oh, it's a giant puzzle piece. Okay. Alright. Kinda janky. Not gonna lie. Oh man, and our look sensitivity is maximum. We still kind of feel like we're just moving through mud. Oh, well, let's go in here. Yeah, we're gonna have to... Yup, okay. Okay, not as much an action, but definitely an exploration. Boats. Definitely more 18th, 19th century boats and barrels, not gonna lie. Oh. Oh, it's another puzzle piece. Alright, can we... Nope. Okay, one more. Well, guess we'll just have to find all of the puzzle pieces. Clearly. Oh. What is this? Oh. Yeah, you can't even walk off of edges in this. Okay, reasonable. Oh. No, that's just a thing. Just a plate. We'll find ways around. Oh, yes indeedles. This is the box that we are looking for. Bam! One more puzzle piece. Okay, we bet we're gonna find like a table or something to put all of the puzzle pieces on. That's a common thing. Nothing there. Nice carved in steps. Possibly by native Carib people, but probably more likely by like the Spanish or the Royal Navy. Oh, well, nobody can say no to just a random ladder. Ooh. Pretty music. Very pretty vista. Look at that. Oh man, we don't know about you guys, but we kind of wouldn't mind being trapped on this cute little island. I mean... Oh, there's a key. We gotta... Oh, gee. Really? Oh, where's a notebook around here? We bet there's a notebook we need to find. No, let's just go ahead. What is all this? Oh, we bet it's not powered. Okay. Alright, well let's go find other options. Because there must be other options. There was another path. Well, there's a whole bunch of new other paths. All over the place, really. Oh. No, I guess there wasn't another path. Well, guess we better go find a different place to explore. That won't work, right? We are indeed still looking for those... Like how they call them the Wretched Islands, and we're over here like, man, these islands are beautiful, but we can imagine it's difficult to get on them, and it would have gotten them a bad reputation. But these are beautiful islands. We bet they're not very verdant. Oh, here we go. This right here is something, in theory. Yes? Yes, it is. Oh, wait. Journal updated. Ho! After dinner, Dad asked if I'd seen anything yet that would tell me the Earth doesn't go off to infinity in all directions. Okay, here, we're gonna solve our flat Earth problem. I hadn't, but it seemed obvious to me that it couldn't. If it did, at sunset the sun would just crash into the Earth. Dad said ancient people had different ideas. Some believed the sun disappeared behind distant mountains in the west and traveled around out of sight to rise in the east. Others believed the gods hid the sun in a boat at sunset and ferried it across the ocean at night to rise again from the east. But if you thought the sun was hidden in a boat all night, what could convince you that was wrong? Dad told me to look at photos I'd taken of the stars, sun god Ra in his boat. I knew Polaris didn't move in the sky, but that the rest did, and that's what Dad told me to look at. Comparing photos, I could see the star closest to Polaris moved a little circle around it. Every star seemed to move in a circle around Polaris, and the farther away the star was from it, the bigger the circle. Most stars were far enough away from Polaris that you couldn't see their whole circle because, for part of it, the star dipped below the horizon. Like so. And with the constellations of some of their stars traveling, or if some of their stars traveled in boats across the sea after setting, or went behind the mountains to travel around them, their trajectories during this period would be different from the outer stars in their constellation that had always stayed in the sky. That would mess them up. It was far more reasonable to think that everything in the sky traveled in complete circles, and the horizon just stopped you from seeing it all. So the Earth couldn't go on forever in all directions. This also meant that there was space all around the Earth, not just above it, quote-unquote, for the stars to be able to go all around. When I explained this to Dad, he was impressed. He said this was a reasonable argument to show that Earth size was finite. Now, could I show that the world isn't flat? Oh, that is the question, kids. At first light, just before sunrise, we weighed anchor and started the engines, but it'll still take a couple more hours to get to the Wretched Islands. Dad's letting Guillaume steer. When we got on course, Dad asked me if I had seen anything to show that Earth wasn't flat. I hadn't, and again he said to get my camera, but this time to look at the pictures I'd taken of islands. I had lots. Some were just tops of island peaks, and others showed more. Dad asked me to describe the differences. I told him the islands looked bigger as we got closer, and we could see more of them too. Mom asked what I meant by seeing more, and I showed her. That when we were far away, we only saw the mountain tops because the horizon blocked the view of the bottoms. That was it. When you get farther from something, it gets smaller, but also the horizon blocks more and more of its bottom. That would only happen if the ocean is curved. I figured that problem was solved, but Dad said not quite. A few minutes later, the sun rose, and when it was halfway up, he asked me why the horizon line across the sun wasn't curved. I said Earth is so big, it just looks straight for so short a distance across the sun. Dad shook his head. Early people didn't know the Earth was big, but even if they thought it might be, they believed if the world was round enough to block the bottoms of mountains just a couple dozen kilometers away, it would be round enough to see it curve across the sun. They said the ocean blocked the bottom of mountains and ships because the Earth was curved a bit and there locally, but the straight horizon line at the sun and sunset proved the Earth as a whole was flat. Sid teased me, "Nice try, Kai. You've got a long way to go to prove Dad that the Earth is a sphere. This is just the beginning." You can tell he does this with both of his kids. I don't know what he means, but I think I'm gonna try to find out. All right, so we've got that cute thing. Oh, we might have to learn more here. Well, let's go first and foremost and put our cute little thingies. Oh, we have power now. Solar power. It goes up there. Oh, gee, okay. Let's go back to that thing. July 5th, we're still sailing the rest of the way to the Wretched Islands. I just argued with Dad that because the horizon covers the base of a mountain, that means the Earth is round, and the straight horizon across the sun makes it look flat, so it's a tie between the round and flat Earth views. Except not really, because the straight horizon doesn't prove anything. A basketball looks very round, but when you put your eye close to it, the edge looks a lot straighter. The horizon just looks straight because we're so close to the Earth's surface. It's true. Dad seemed pleased by my argument, but he said ancient people had other reason to believe the Earth was flat. If the Earth were a sphere, then people on the exact opposite side, which the Greeks called antipodes, or antipodes, we don't know, we tried, would be upside down with their feet above their heads. Why wouldn't they fall off? And what was keeping the whole world from falling down? Dad asked me if I could think of a way to make sense of this without talking about modern ideas like gravity. Because as we know, the flat earthers won't accept that gravity even exists, so we have to go around other ways. These were very strange ideas. If they thought a round Earth would fall, wouldn't they think a flat Earth would also fall? But Dad said they believe the flat Earth floated on water underneath, which is true. That's what a lot of them, they believe that there's the great waters underneath, and that's where the creationists believe that the flood waters receded after the flood. Float on water like a giant piece of wood, or maybe the ground just went down forever. But a round Earth couldn't float in empty space without something holding it up, and surely antipodes couldn't stand upside down under the Earth. Flat Earth floating on water. I need to spend some time thinking about this later. Right now, we're just minutes away from the Wretched Islands. More! Oh my gracious. Alright. We have boom. We have this. We have this. You can pause it and read it. We're gonna skip straight to the thingy. Stick the second peg in a certain hole, release the lock so the handle could pull open to reveal a secret compartment. It was empty, but Sid saw that he could switch the linkages inside whichever two pegs we wanted for the lock. Just for fun, I found a couple of figurines in the box. Attached them to pegs. Sid changed the lock to open when one peg was placed in the Caribbean where we are and the other at its antipode. Alright. Well, that tells us what we need to do. They are indeed in the Caribbean. So... do we have another... do we not have another statue? Oh boy. Okay, one moment. Couple of empty cans of beans in the shack. Okay, but where are the figurines? Alright. Didn't look 70 years old to me. Oh, lots of cliffs. Okay, but where's the other figurine? We have to ploop in. Oh, we have to go find this stupid figurine, don't we? Don't worry. We will figure it out. We will figure this one out. It's cool. We got it. Shack. Oh, there's clearly another pathway. Nope, never mind. That's annoying. Why would you do that to us? Oh, what is this? Oh, it's just a metal thing. Okay. Alright. Now we need to find the figurine. So keep your eyes open and scream at us desperately in the comments section to get us to realize what we missed. It's not like we can see it now, here, but maybe, just maybe, we'll see the comments section later and not be dumb. Nothing, just plants everywhere. Okay, well, we can dream about not being dumb. You know, we can dream. Okay, yeah, we definitely do need to find the other figurine. But we don't know where we could find that. Ah, no. Stop moving all weird like. Are we gonna have to read the entire thing? Gonna have to read the entire thing, aren't we? Alright, we'll read the extra page. Oh, the pier is in good shape for being over 70 years old. The army built it in World War II. Dad says any older artifacts will be mostly underground in volcanic caves you read about in the army records. Yame says he saw large ruins above ground, but that was on the far side of the Wretched Islands, and we don't know how to get there. But if native Caribs and the later pirates did, there must be a way. For now, all we see are leftovers from the U.S. Army days, like bridges and cables running overhead, a small building, it's early, just up from the pier, and small shelters. Mom thinks they were to cover food stores and other supplies, since there are also empty barrels and crates around. There isn't much left here in the old building, besides a bunch of cables and clamps and some funny boxes the army left behind. They don't lock or anything, you just push a button to open them, but it only works when they're plugged into electricity. We brought a lot of solar panel arrays. Okay, well, we tried to press that box after we had restored power. What the heck, man? Okay. So how about we go and try to do the exact same thing that we were doing earlier, pressing the button. You saw us. We were very inquisitive about that box. So we assume that box has our figurine in it. But it's just annoying that we approached it like 5 times and it did nothing. Alright. Let's... one more time. Oh my goodness, are you for real? The antipode unlocks the globe. Nice. We need... like... here Pardon, sorry about that. We actually need to, like... Okay, that looks about right. We actually need to, like, check. No, okay, no, we... Okay, it's along the meridian line. Right, we were one off. That's reasonable. Doink. Okay. Right. Yeah! New journal entry and a key. Oh, good. We remember that there was a thing with a key back up here. We're gonna go up there, stick that key in, and read that journal. Hopefully get by. So we have a hypothesis. We think Yame is the guy who screwed him over. And we think the sailors are just using you to unlock all of the barricades that they couldn't before, so that they can get off easy. Just, you know, we've never played this game before, but that seems a reasonable enough trope. This game's for kids. Well, I mean, it's not like anybody can learn from this game, but it was made to teach, you know, school-age, middle and high schoolers about science. Okay. Okay, well... Unpacking the boat and setting up camp all day, I had lots of time to think about antipodes, finally understood the ancients thought that down was a fixed direction in the universe and had nothing to do with where Earth was. For us, direction happens to be toward the ground, but for anyone on the other side of the world, that direction would be away from the ground and they'd fall. But if down instead meant towards the center of the Earth, then antipodes wouldn't fall off. No matter where you were on the surface of a spherical Earth, the down direction for you would be toward the ground beneath your feet, because that's the direction of the center of the Earth. I asked Dad what he thought about redefining down like this. He said there was an ancient Greek philosopher named Anaximander who had done a similar thing. Interestingly, Anaximander believed the Earth was flat, but based on the trajectories of the stars, he had come to the conclusion that there was an empty space all around the flat Earth, so the Earth was freely floating in the space at the center of the universe. It had no tendency to fall down, because down meant towards the center of the universe, and the Earth was already at the center of the universe. It had no reason to move in any preferred direction from there. Any choice of direction to move along outwards from the center would be arbitrary. I told Dad that someone could have said that the same thing for a spherical Earth. It's already at the center of the universe, so it can't fall down anymore, and antipodes on its surface wouldn't fall off either, since they would fall down towards the center of the universe. Dad agreed, and he said tomorrow was a good time to introduce me to Aristotle, one of the greatest Greek philosophers. July 5th. I woke up a while ago and couldn't get back to sleep. Too much going on in my head. Went down outside and found Dad on the porch looking through binoculars. It wasn't pitch black, not with the stars and quarter moon just above the horizon, but it was still too dark to see much. Oh, here we go. When he noticed me, he said he thought he saw light out to sea and said it was nothing. He said it was nothing, but seemed worried. Since I was awake, Dad said he'd tell me about Aristotle's physics, which people throughout Europe believed for almost 2,000 years, and how it was similar to my thinking today. Aristotle believed everything in the world around us was made of combinations of the four elements: earth, water, air, and fire. Like the Avatar, kind of like solids, liquids, gases, and heat, respectively. The natural tendency of the element Earth was to fall toward the center of the universe. Water also falls not as fast as Earth, which is why water, like ocean, lies on top of Earth, even though they're both heavy. Air is a light element that wants to rise, which is why if you release air underwater, it bubbles up, so air forms a blanket around the Earth. Fire is the lightest and rises fastest, like how a flame goes up even if you hold a candle upside down. Aristotle said all natural motion was either toward the center of the universe, down, or away from the center of the universe, up. This tendency of Earth causes its particles to arrange themselves symmetrically around the center of the universe. The ball that results is our planet Earth, and since the Earth is already at the center of the universe, it has no reason to move anymore, and so it's stationary at the center. Bam. I pointed out a glaring problem. The sun and moon and stars don't move toward or away from the center of the earth. They move in circles around and around. From our point of view, Dad said Aristotle believed heavenly bodies were made of a fifth element called ether. Anything made of ether is divine and moves in perfect circles, never stopping or changing its behavior. Aristotle said the universe had an inner terrestrial realm made of the four elements and an outer celestial realm made of ether. Whew, I'll have to think about this some more, but I'm sleepy. The middle of the night isn't the best time to exercise my brain. Why not? The Wretched Islands are complicated. It's mostly two islands, major and minor, but each is actually a cluster of little island bits close together with treacherous cliffs and water between them. We're on Wretched Minor, and Dad believes the Caribs built rope bridges to get around safely, but he's not sure he'll find any evidence to prove it after more than 3 centuries. The Army Corps of Engineers built their own bridges here for World War II. They're still here, but Mom says it'll take days to repair them. They are half concrete, half wooden, where the wooden half can pivot with a hand crank to retract like a closing drawbridge in case enemies attacked, and also to connect with different places. On and overhead are what look like zip lines for fast travel or maybe a way to retreat fast in an emergency. Dad said the Army built outposts on Wretched Major too, but it took a year with modern ships and equipment. There's no way primitive boats or even ones like ours could land there because of the cliffs and the fast current and dangerous rocks around the coastline. But Army records show they found larger ruins there, which Guillaume saw for himself when he was shipwrecked on Wretched Major. How anyone centuries ago could get there from here to solve anything is a big mystery Dad wants to solve. The mystery on my mind is Aristotle's physics. It seems to explain how things fall or rise, and also explain how the Earth could be round, yet it says the Earth is sitting still at the center of the universe. I wish I could find some other direct evidence that proves the Earth is round without also leading me to such bizarre conclusions. What could it be? Alright. Well, now we know the Aristotelian model. And now it will let us put the key in the generator. And it's saving. Good. And now we have to... So, Earth is on the center. Bam. Next is water. Next is air. And fire. This one we actually knew. And finally, ether. Ta-da! Nice. Geocentric universe. So, yes, that is the concept and invention of the concept of a geocentric universe, with the Earth being at the center of the universe and everything revolving around it, with down being toward the center of the universe and up being away from the center of the universe, with the Earth at the very middle of it all. Since the Earth doesn't have to move, it allows for the idea of a ball world. However, this is just the first step in the direction of real astronomy. And, of course, we'll get another journal update, and we'll continue... Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh. This is another thing we have to read our journal for. But we think we'll have to start reading that journal next time. This time around, we think we're going to end this video for now. If you like what you saw, remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and do all of the good support stuff. Go on down to the description. Check out our Patreon, where we make at least weekly content. Just for the public, too. It doesn't cost anything. And seriously consider pledging even just $1 a month, so you can see what's going to go on here. Yeah, we're actually really excited about this. This, so far, has been an excellent exploration into the discovery and invention of science. So, yeah, we hope to see you guys in the future, and we hope you guys stay inside, stay safe, save lives, and remember, of course, that Black Lives Matter. Bye.